You needed to get your ivy, your jasmine.
I did get my jasmine, and it's beautiful. It's weird because I could smell it when I bought it, but ever since I brought it home, I can't smell it at all.
They have centers there.
I know.
It's a conspiracy.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
I ain't no fool.
Mm-hmm. I asked her specifically. I was like, I know they have jasmine that doesn't smell, and then there's jasmine that does smell, and I want the good fragrant kind. And she's like, oh yeah, it's this one. I'm like, okay.
Oh, is she upper Midwestern?
I don't know. I can't remember her. I think she was just had a normal accent or whatever. But
a normal accent.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you tell if they're upper Midwestern?
Oh yeah, I'm from North Dakota.
Okay.
It's like that, right?
Sure. No, she was definitely not that. But she's very nice. She gave me really good instructions on how to find it, and then I got lost anyway, so. I just followed the smell.
You went to the place I'm thinking there was, they have quite the selection.
They really do.
It's a little maze.
Yeah.
They have street names even.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you gotta go down Hummingbird Boulevard and take a left. And I was like, okay. It was really nice, though. I mean, I've been there a few times before, but I never remember to go there. One of the things about that place is it's always packed. And there's so many people that go. It's hard to find a spot.
Right.
But they definitely have an extensive amount of plants, which is perfect. Anyways.
Did we start the podcast?
Yeah, we can start. That's why we're here.
So we're starting now.
Yeah, we're starting now.
If you say so.
Shower it down on me.
Rain on me, rain on me.
That's a weird thing to say. Go on. Get down with your bad self.
Hey, welcome to the No Kidding Podcast. Hey, welcome to the No Kidding Podcast. Hey. It's me, Andrew.
I'm not bringing the air horn energy at this. I feel like I'm at a sports event, like a basketball stadium. That's
remember the Vuvuzelas?
No.
What was that? That was one of the World Cups, right? The Vuvuzelas.
Oh, is that the one that goes like it like spins?
I couldn't have possibly imitated it any better than that. I'm not even going to attempt.
I am an audio genius, so.
I don't think it spins, but okay.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look up Vuvuzela. It's basically just a little horn.
Oh.
It's like a horn that's like forearm length, I think.
Let's see. Oh, one of those. Those are things you get in like a kid's party. That's what it looks like.
Like it has the little rubber
smaller.
ball on the end. It goes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So nothing like what I said.
Well, that's not what it sounds like when people blow through it, but
I think I was thinking of a kazoo sound. Was that what I was thinking of? I don't know. There's this, you know that thing where you hold the handle and then you spin it in circles and it goes, I don't know. It's like, anyway, I don't know what that's called. What is that called? I'm going to say the hand spinny sound maker. Is that a good Google or what?
Hand spinny. What's binny?
Spinny, because you're spinning it.
Oh, spinny.
Yes.
So you got it.
Oh, it's a gragger. Yes. Yeah. I think I'm a pretty good Googler. You know how some people are just so bad at Googling things? You think, why did you say that if you wanted to find out something about something? Sometimes I question. I think.
So you're a good question maker.
Maybe. I don't know. It says it's a gragger and it's Yiddish for rattler.
How fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that we've introduced you to some new sound makers, what's your favorite? I don't like any sound maker. I really enjoy the silence and quiet peacefulness.
You're like, let's talk about our favorite sound makers. I don't like any.
I don't. And I hesitate to say this because I'm such a nature girly. I love nature. I love being out in the calm, peaceful quiet. I almost don't even like birds because they're so annoying sometimes when you're just trying to have some peace and quiet out in nature and they're just like making all the noise, all the like most annoying noises. Yes, they have like screechy noises and like like over and over and over again.
I can't wait for people to listen to this podcast. It's just a bunch of sound effects and onomatopoeias.
It's so funny. I'm like, I'm trying to be nice, and I think, Lisa, just enjoy it. It's nature. But then I think, why?
They deserve to be here too.
Sure, they do. But, I mean, I'm sure, maybe they're just, and then, to be honest, they're probably yelling at me. They're probably saying, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? Over and over again. And I'm just yelling at them. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? I don't know. Anyways.
Nobody's going to believe me, but I saw a bald eagle like a couple blocks from my house.
Of course. Why would they not believe you?
Well, this isn't like a normal place to find bald eagles in Orlando, Florida.
Well, I will beg to differ because they used to be there a lot. And then for some reason they left. So maybe they're making a comeback.
Maybe. But what's significant about it is that he was getting pestered.
Really?
He probably did something to them.
He instigated this fight. We all know how eagles work.
He probably ate one of their friends, but they were all swooping and diving and swarming him. And he was just kind of chilling on a light post.
He doesn't care.
Right.
Yeah. They're just like, whatever. They've got the brave, the psychopathic energy. They don't care. Not to steal your thunder, but I also saw a bald eagle, but not around here. We don't really get them around here, but I saw it around where I work.
See, I'm special.
You are special. It's very rare to see a bald eagle hanging out in your neighborhood. However, I saw, it's been hanging out in our neighborhood? An owl.
A lizard.
A big owl. I don't know what kind of owl it is. Like if it's a barn owl or, I don't know.
Screech owl?
It's huge though. It's very big.
Seeing as how you love the bird sound effects so much.
Owls are cool because, they're pretty quiet. And they make the little woo-woo. Okay, it's kind of a nice, and they don't do it too much. Really, it's just anything that's too much. I don't mind bird noises once in a while, but it's the constant,
It's not incredibly uncommon for my wife to be woken up by the sound of an owl at 3 a.m. and go, Mr. Owl.
Really?
And go back to sleep.
That is something I don't think I've ever experienced, being woken up by an owl. You want to know something really sad? We had a bunny rabbit die in our backyard.
Oh.
I thought it was a squirrel at first, and I thought, something got a squirrel. No big deal, because there's thousands of them. But I still felt bad. I still felt bad. But when I learned it was a bunny rabbit, I was like, that is really sad. I don't know why.
He's returning to the earth. That's the circle of life, Lisa.
Actually, because I was dog sitting, because I do dog boarding here and there, that every time I would take the dog out to go to the bathroom or something, he'd have to smell, the rabbits and then roll in its feces and stuff, I don't know what's with animals rolling in other animals' scents. Anyways, it was a mess. So I said, we have to move this rabbit. So I
chucked it over your fence into the neighbor's yard.
I wish I had a fence, because then I don't know. Maybe I don't wish I had a fence, because if I just let the dog out without any supervision, that could have been really bad. But I didn't chuck it, actually. I put it in a bag because I was just going to throw it away because garbage was coming the next day.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of had a feeling I don't want to just leave it out because other things will get attracted to the smell. I should have just left it because I put it under this bush with thorns and stuff, thinking that would protect it, but no. A big possum came and grabbed the bag and took off with it in the middle of the night, and now I don't know where it ended up. And it's probably littered because it was in a bag. And
right.
And what's worse about all of this is I put it in a Target bag that I picked up through the drive pickup. So it has my name on it.
Oh, no. That's how you keep yourself accountable.
I know. I was like, oh, no. But yeah, he was pretty sneaky. I don't know how.
Well, that's so weird. Why did the possum take it if it had your name on it?
I know, right? That was so rude. Little
so
thief.
Rude. He was like, hey, it's my Target order. And took no time. It takes 2 seconds to read the name on it.
Well, he took the time. I saw him. He was really inspecting the bag before he took it. So he knew.
Well, why did you do anything about it?
I didn't know until after the fact because I went to get the bag to throw away the next day. Because I didn't want to throw, because we have to keep our garbage cans in our garage. And I didn't want to throw it in there and then stink up the whole garage.
I wonder why.
So I just left it under, I put it in this like big, like thorny bush thing. So I thought, oh, it's safe there. Nothing's going to go in that thorny bush. It was really protected. Deep in there. Anyways, when I went to go get it, it was gone.
Did you know that possums' brains have like 2 wrinkles?
What does that mean?
They're almost completely smooth-brained.
Does that mean they're dumb?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. They look pretty smart to me. I don't know. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of animals and death. So the other day I took Kalula, which is the dog I'm watching right now, took her on a walk. And I swear there was like a serial killing thing out going for every animal possible. We passed so many dead animals on that walk. I thought, oh, that's weird, a dead squirrel. Oh, that's weird, a dead possum. Oh, what the heck? That's weird. And there was like one dead animal after the next dead animal. And I'm talking ripped to shreds.
Imagine being a possum and running around at that time being like, oh my God.
Oh, true, yeah.
It'd be like a horror movie.
Yeah, they're probably all in hiding right now thinking, has the evil monster been caught before we can go out again?
Do you have coyotes? I feel like in your area there's probably coyotes.
Probably. We have bears, supposedly. But I don't think they do that kind of stuff. They don't eat, like, I mean, I don't know.
I feel like they try and go for berries, but every now and then they go
I know they
munchy.
do eat, yeah, they do eat meat sometimes, but I don't think like that. Like, I would think if you killed it, you would eat it, right? But they didn't eat it. They just killed it and, like, tore it up and then left it.
Maybe they're just picky. Maybe they, like, you ever microwave something you had in the freezer and then you're like, oh, it's not very good.
I mean, maybe there's just such an abundance of things to eat around here for them. They're like, they have the choice to take it or leave it. We do have a lot of hawks here. A lot. And they are very well fed. So maybe there's abundance of things for them to eat. There's mice and possums and raccoons and, I don't know, snakes. Tons of snakes and rabbits. There's lots of rabbits. So, I don't know.
Snakes.
Yeah, I haven't seen a snake in a long time. But you know what I have seen?
What?
A
bald eagle.
The baby crickets are forming. They're already there. They're already growing. They're already.
It's that time of year again, huh?
Oh my gosh, yes. I love the spring, but I hate whatever comes after spring. I know summer, but like I'm saying, Florida. Florida's weird with their seasons.
That thing that comes after spring.
Yeah, there is a thing. There's like a period between spring and summer where like it's like we should have our own seasons here. I really believe that because we don't have the typical seasons. But the season between spring and summer is...
We have fall and summer.
I think spring, yeah. Because we have... What am I trying to say? It gets pretty cold here sometimes, but very rarely. Define
pretty cold.
Like, I need a heavy jacket to go out.
That's crazy.
Do you not ever?
No, I'm just saying, like, for someone that lives in, somewhere that it's like there's snowstorms and stuff.
Okay, well,
I might need a heavy jacket. I might need a heavy jacket this year. You never know.
Well, okay, I'm sure that in other places it gets really cold and doesn't snow. Like, it doesn't get to below 30. It's just, it's cold though. It's like low 50s. That's cold.
With humidity, it can be colder.
Yeah. See? That's all I'm saying. But anyways, it's that period.
We live in a cold swamp.
We do. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to jump into that in a minute, but let's tell the people what the between spring and summer is really like.
Let's break it down.
Between spring and summer. Okay, so here's how it goes. We have summer, which is you cannot get into your car without first opening the windows for approximately 5 minutes before you get in the car. And you have to be wearing enough skin showing clothing layers so that, when you get into the car, you're going to stick to the car. So you have to have that layer of clothing be able to stay in the car. Or, like a sheet or a blanket or something. Not a blanket, but what am I trying to say? A towel?
You're going to stick to it?
You're going to stick to if you don't have cloth seats. And if you do have cloth seats, that thing is full of sweat. You better be washing. You better be washing that on the regular. Moving on. It's really hot. It basically, you can't go outside without getting sunburnt just driving to work. Okay.
The sun evaporates you on your way to work.
Basically does. It's really uncomfortable. It's not fun. It's whatever. I know.
Stay out.
Stay out of the, yeah. Summer can go. But it's really bad. And then it starts to like cool down just a little bit, like just enough that it's still really hot.
The leaves turn orange.
No, it doesn't even get, it just gets a little cooler. So you know that there's a cooler weather coming in like 3 months.
Yeah.
But it'll tease you for those 3 months. Like it'll.
The harrowing times are over though. It feels like,
yes.
Okay, maybe I can actually go outside. Maybe I can actually get in a car and not immediately die.
Right. That's really all you can count on. So that just means the main summer is over. And then it starts to just feel a little more crispy. And that's how you know you're into the fall. There's less humidity.
I don't know. Summer sounded pretty crispy.
Oh, well, that's a different kind of crispy. But yeah.
It gets crispy again.
It gets crispy.
But now it's like a freeze-dried crispy.
Yeah, in a new way. Yeah. And then we're into winter after that. So that happens, and then winter comes. Winter's by far the best because winter is like everybody else's fall. It's breezy and cool and, but it really only happens every other couple weeks, Like, it's never consistent. There's zero consistency with weather here. So don't count on it for more than a couple of days, and then it'll go back to being hot, and then it'll go back to being cool, and then back and forth.
And you know what? On that note, I've been doing hydroponics.
What is that?
You don't know what hydroponics is?
No.
So I 3D printed myself a tower. So it's like a pipe. It's almost like, it kind of looks like a PVC pipe if you drilled holes in it on the sides, like a big fat pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you just stick little netted cups in there, and then you fill them with some moss, or we put like sphagnum moss in there, and then there's. I put a pump at the bottom with some properly balanced pH water that rains down onto... How do you know that it's
pH balanced?
I do know that it's pH balanced.
How? How do you know?
It's I got a pH meter.
What?
To test it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and pH solution to snap it in the line.
What the heck are you growing? Is this going to be creating some kind of profit?
Well, profit for me. I'm growing lettuce and some herbs like basil and cilantro,
that's
and
gross.
We got some rosemary, we got some thyme, stuff like that.
Wow. And what are you making with all this?
Well, I feel like it's a good time to get off grid.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to get any better, especially with AI coming around the corner.
AI has been amazing.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, we all know this. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole. However,
you're like, however, bracing yourself in your chair. Let's go.
Let's go. I think I told you this, but the most recent AI fixation that we've been kind of diving into has been AI music generators.
Oh yeah.
My gosh.
That was so interesting. I told you about that, the guy that his video had montages in it. It was like a project video, and he was like, okay, so now I'm going to like solder the connections to this board. And so he's sitting there soldering the connections to the board, and there's like it's like a montage, and there's like a fun pop song.
Oh yeah, you were saying that. Yeah.
Playing over it, and I was like, okay, yeah, and I didn't even notice it at first. I think it was like the second song I noticed it. The next one's like a rock song, and he's like, bolting some metal to something else, and then it's like, I'm bolting this metal, dun, 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 dun. And I'm like, wait a minute, the lyrics to these songs are what he's doing in like a description of what he's doing in the montage.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, this is crazy.
That is so funny.
And they're like, I did not even recognize that it wasn't a legit song. I was like, this is like a, I don't know, like a song I'd hear on the radio. Like,
yeah, it's crazy how detailed it is. I can't believe it. And honestly, if that is truly all AI, I mean, that's crazy. I don't know how, I don't know where the world is going, but it's probably going somewhere great because you can create anything. Actually, Mike, because he has a subscription, I don't, so he does everything. But he wrote a like a little jingle for our podcast, and he was like, "Yeah,
hey."
To be honest, I didn't
play it at the intro.
I didn't love that one. Actually, I don't. Yeah, I'll have him send it to me, and I'll put it in the exit maybe. Anyway. But there was another one he did where he said or his brother asked him to make one that has, I think it was his brother, I don't know, somebody told him to say where it's a girl who says like too much and too much, and make it a pop what did he say, make it like a pop rock song or something. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was hilarious. It was, I don't know, it was like exactly what you would think. And I don't know, like the way that they come up with the words and stuff. I think even the country ones are really good too, because I think those are probably easier. I don't know, but they sound so real. Like a real person came up with these lyrics and the song and wrote it, and I don't know. Yeah. It's not even like funny and wild. Fake. Sometimes it's like actual songs. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I remember years ago, back when like. And I would say this is about the time that like Tesla was starting to take off, so well before like the whole AI craze. Somebody put out a video, one of my favorite creators. It was called Humans Need Not Apply. Mm-hmm. And he kind of like basically laid all this out. He was like, look, they're coming out with self-driving. There's going to be more and more machines learning how to do stuff. And we need to start thinking about like making changes to our society to like, work around this now. And it was fascinating because like at that time there was still a very much a mentality among people. Like if you brought up AI, they'd be like, it's going to like do our taxes or something, but like we'll just, become artists and poets and stuff, like the things that AI can't do, the creative stuff. And while he's kind of laying this out, he's like, by the way, the music in the background of this, in the background of what I'm listening to, you put the music in the background of the video. It's like a beautiful piano song. He's like, this was written by a machine learning program.
Oh, wow. Even back then.
And even back then, like there were already like machine learning programs to figure out how to write like sonnets and stuff. They weren't like as good as they are today. They didn't have like vocals and stuff, but he was like, this particular bot can like crunch out thousands of songs in an hour. So it's like, how do you compete with that?
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. That long ago too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's taking over every aspect pretty much. And you just gotta hold on. It's funny to me how people just generally underestimate things. They're always like, oh, this is no big deal because, this. Oh, that'll never happen. Like, it's never going to be like that. It always ends up being like that. It always ends up being that and more.
Well, yeah, you could say that either way, though. Like, there will always have been people that said, like, that's not going to happen when it does. And then same with the other way, sometimes people will be like, oh, this is totally what's going to happen. And then it doesn't.
That's true. So. I mean, there are like some futuristic movies that like thought we would be flying in cars by now. So
yeah. It's like Back to the Future with the hoverboards and everything. And they're like 2020, that's so far in the future. But, then again,
I know.
We're getting there.
that video I shared with you, the seagulls one, the bad lip reading one. Oh my gosh, that was the most funny video ever. But I wonder if it was AI or if he actually...
Wasn't that from a while ago?
Yeah, it was like 7 years ago. But I'm just saying that it was just so good. It was like too good to be like a human. Yeah,
that's part of it is like, imagine, like nobody would believe he didn't use AI today, right? Because it's like, I think that you're like, he did come up with it. It's the, for the uninitiated, if you've ever seen like the bad lip reading guy that does like, movies or some of my favorite ones are when he does the coaches on the field because you can't ever hear what they're saying. You just see them like yelling at people.
Oh, yes.
So he like says everything.
Is that like John Boy? John Boy does that too.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I mean, it's just so perfect that like, they listen to it without any audio and they probably ran through like 100 different ways that this could have gone down until they like strung together a narrative that wasn't at all what the people in the scene were saying, but totally lines up with like the way their mouths are moving. And it's like, dang, that's so good.
So true.
And they probably went through like 100 that were like not really funny. They're like, yeah, it matches what they're saying, but it's not really. And then they got into this, rut about seagulls, and they start getting more and more into seagulls. And like there's even the point where my favorite, because it's from the Empire Strikes Back when Luke's on in the Dagobah system, and Yoda looks up around.
Yes.
Like when he says, that's my favorite part, when he's like, he starts talking about the seagulls and he like kind of like looks up and around, and like, yeah, I think he's talking about the Force at that time, but I'm like, it's like so perfect. It's like, what was he doing there?
He aligned everything perfectly. Even like him playing on R2D2. Like,
yeah.
It's like, stop it now. Oh my gosh. If listeners, if you haven't heard or seen that video, which you probably have because it's 7 years old, but you have to see it. And I don't know. I mean, I do have lip reading to me is the funniest thing ever. So obviously I'm going to find this funny, but this is beyond that. It's because he does lots of videos of lip reading songs and stuff that I don't find as funny. But this one, cracked me up. So it was just too perfect. So I don't know. If you haven't seen it, the second I hear this song, I'll start laughing now. It's triggered in me. It's like, because Michael just hum it sometimes just to get me laughing, because I don't know.
And it's wild because it's like, obviously they did that. They like went through the work to come up with all that.
Yeah.
And like that was very difficult and stuff. But like going forward in the future, like people will just assume that even if he sat down with a pen and a pad and like probably some of his friends and like watched the movie on silent and tried it over and over again and figure out a narrative that worked, people are just going to be like, oh, you did that in 10 seconds with AI.
Right.
And it's like, no.
I know. People aren't going to get the credit they deserve nowadays. I feel like, yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
But the YouTube channel is called Bad Lip Reading, and the video is Seagulls, Stop It Now. So,
parentheses, stop it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
But just type in seagulls and you'll get it. I was going to say, speaking of YouTube, and also speaking of Florida, and also speaking of swamps, because you mentioned that earlier, and
tying it all together.
I know, you just reminded me. There's a girl that I watch on YouTube, amazing. Like, she is my soul sister or something. I don't know. She's just like the greatest. But anyways, this was like 3 years ago, and I don't know why I never saw this video of hers, but back then she did the van life stuff where she would go and just drive around in her van or whatever. She's from Minnesota, but she was in Florida. She had traveled to Florida and she was doing stuff, but she met up with this girl.
She's vanning.
Yeah. She met up with this girl whose family owns this property, which is on a swamp. And basically they're very comfortable with and around gators. Like these, oh gosh, that scared me so much.
It almost sounded like you gasped before the bark.
Okay, hold on,
you like precogged it.
I gotta let her out. Hold on 1 second.
Pause.
Slight interruption there. She didn't have to. Are you back? Are you here? Am I talking to nobody? Okay, hello? I'm just gonna finish my. No, you. Oh yeah. Okay, hi. I'm just gonna finish my story. They basically have this swamp area, which they, I guess, feel really comfortable with. They've lived there their whole life, and they
seagulls?
No seagulls. Well, I don't know. I didn't see any, but it is Florida, so you never know. But anyways, so they were kind of just saying like, don't do this on your own.
Never.
But basically, they do swamp tours where you walk in the swamp, and you
sounds sketchy.
Go out there, and you can just like hang out in the swamp up to your waist, While they're walking, there's a little gator that comes out by their feet.
Oh.
I mean, it's like adolescent size, maybe
right.
Just below adolescence, maybe between baby and adolescence.
I'm sure that's the only gator that it's with.
Right. I know. And then they're just like, hey, and I'm thinking, well, there's water moccasins. Hello. Like there's snakes. There's bacteria in the water. I don't know. So here I am being a Florida girl, and I'm watching this thinking, oh,
you're gonna get an amoeba.
Well, no, I don't. Whatever. they're like laying and swimming in this water. Whatever. They're having the best time. It looks amazing. I'm not, like I'm kind of jealous about it. I'm like, wow, that would be fun. But of course, they said it's very contained. It's like they're very familiar with the swamp. She's been going out there since she was a kid. Whatever.
That means there's no snakes.
Right. It was just the wildest thing because of how much I know about the swamp and living here. And like, I don't know. I was just shocked.
I mean, people go out there and they go catfishing, So
yeah, true. But it really
what
was
do they call that? Munging or something?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Klungdungelen?
You look it up. But it was giving about, I don't know if you've ever read Where the Crawdads Sing, or if you know about that. But it's basically about a girl
tangentially aware.
She like lives in not a swamp. It's kind of like a swamp, but it's in North Carolina, so it's like marshes, like North Carolina marshes.
It's called noodling.
Noodling.
Yeah, I remember that now. Go ahead.
That's perfect. But it reminded me of that book. What is, explain what noodling is.
I mean, it's just reaching your hand in a muddy hole and grabbing a catfish that lives in there.
Noodling.
Well, it is getting about that time.
Wait, before we go, I have one more thing to say. Because
What's
it
that?
is nature related.
Oh.
Another thing that we've been watching, which also Kalula the dog, she doesn't watch TV normally. She loves this show. Okay? I'm just saying. It's that good.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's a YouTube. Obviously, we watch a lot of YouTube, but it's a guy. His name's Xander. I don't know the rest of his channel, whatever. Well, he lives in Canada, so it's summer in Canada.
It's always Canada somewhere.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, Canada's huge. It could be. But so what he does is he portages. Have you ever heard of this word?
Portage.
It's called portage, and that's
sounds fancy.
Yeah, and basically what it is the activity of lake hopping by carrying your canoe from one lake to another lake.
Oh wow!
It's an activity that they do there.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, I know. It was a new word I learned. It's nature, and so I just threw it in there because it seemed to fit.
It reminds me that I think I told this on the podcast, but there's a collapsible kayak that you can buy at REI that's made out of like cardboard. So
no, thank you.
Good time for that.
Oh, well, true, because then you wouldn't have that. It wouldn't be so heavy. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem safe. None of this looks safe, but whatever. It looks fun. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I were like a mountain girl, but at this stage, I don't think it's going to happen, especially with my back. I wouldn't be able to carry anything.
Or maybe you would stop having back problems because you'd be carrying stuff all the time. You're getting a really strong core.
Maybe. That's true. That's a good point.
All right, folks. Well,
yeah, thanks for hanging out. I mean, golly, we really didn't have a point to this at all. So
what do you mean?
Was there any kind of flow? Was it just us coming on here, word vomiting, and thinking, okay, bye, guys?
It was all to get to noodling.
That's true.
It was all to get to noodling. And we gave people the gold mine that is Seagulls. Stop It Now. A bad lip reading.
Yes, please go watch that. We missed you. And I know you've missed us because we haven't been around very much. But
they're missing us. They're like, where'd they go?
We'll hopefully have more for you next time. Thanks for checking in.
Yeah, hey, everybody. I'm sorry. I apologize for what you just listened to. I'm sorry.
I know they're probably like, okay, enough of your like random rants. What's this podcast going to be about? Oh wait, it's over.
That's all the time we have for today.
Bye. Okay.
Is that it? Is that where we're cutting it off?
That's it. Then cue in the No Kidding Podcast jingle.
You can't do that. You have to give the people something. What are they?
Okay, what am I going to give them?
Quick, sing a song.
Oh, I love you. That's why I. No, that's been there, done that. What can I sing?
Sing a song. Quick, sing a song. Think of a song.
I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
This is why I got to drink a gallon of coffee before the podcast.
In a world of words where laughter intertwines, there's a podcast that's got rhythm and it's one of a kind. Hosted by a brother and a sister, a dynamic pair. Witty banter and deep talks, they're the perfect flair. They flow through arbitrary topics like a whirlwind ride. Everything to nothing, it's a wild, wild slide. No stone left unturned, no tangent too far. They explore our diverse world like a shining star. No kidding, they're the masters of conversation. Their podcast brings joy and fascination. Like a jazz tune, they swing from topic to topic. Brother and sister, their love never stops it. So join the No Kidding Podcast and be part of the win. Ooh, yeah.
I don't even know what we talked about, to be honest. I don't have any idea what we talked about. Did we even start this thing?
Are you recording?
Am I recording? Oh gosh, I hope so.
I love you.